Il est à Aïsao, ma, on va le faire une arme pour de l'eau. That's the way. You must be a dear fan, that is the Yadao. Then you press on your way again. That's the press, my area. You got that so like Blanche. You know, they Blanche. Then you need a way out of it now. People go more than you. That's a telephone radio. Nobody number one. Yellow on your way now. Pay all up, my area. Ah, pay come on down. What out? Yellow, let's you know. Papa, my day. Papa, get from that clear. Don't buy you. Oh, Lo est à le pas pour bien oui. Mon d'abord, on dit pour mon camp mon pas où les vous y avez. Quoi ni d'accord le pas. Ah oh, je savais, il la ouais blanche. Je peux dire ne pas c'est là-haut. Oui, à ta pas bien, on m'en doit mon trigo. Ah, il dit c'est pas, va coller, tu y vas. Je m'en vais bien mon pas où les vous y avez. Quand tout le monde y a quand tout le TV dit à aider. Et y a les number one. Emeka gba mo je wade kule je ada te ta webe o gbogbo bi akolu pe mo Emeka ka o bi eje ba tole amora mo mo we di o yebe amora di lo gbado yan ka mo mo yo gbogbo bi mo yo ma ga bi mo e bodu ade mi yo pe te we yo la pe to la je o ye ko le ma ku de ka di o la yo je yo mo da po ti wa ma ire nu o pe da la o yo pe ka go lo yan ka Tiene que fallo muy primo. Alors, je soy bien de yo y pero más. Mono te primo. Ya yo no yo hablo en el pepo. Ah, so maki corito, Yo me crié de por mamá de ruo. Se va di tagliando. La como pen molo el gallo. Ah, arrange para solo le pro. Ya pa de. Sí. Ah, je que. Así. Yo que modelo de la so. Yo me crié de por mamá de ruo. Ah, mon petit modèle de montage choco, Ni caso, mon yeriada, hablo yo de pa mo con leano, ya no te ven ni que yo lo vena. Ah, queso. Bebasi, ahí está un chavo, floche, calma, güey, ya llevo. Y ne va a llegar, viste lo ya lo hecho. Porque vivo, tú llamones. Bebasi, mon yeriada, camión, con la mesa de poco de yoba. Antes me la muerte a llevar. Un hablo todavía de Montemantei. Un año de playa de Montemantei va. Yo soy bella la Montello. Y Bebasi ni un bajo. Que no, cuando son los lleves. Pero la, y que no te seque. Una estamos bien de muy feo. Zara no yo hablo de acá. Ya yo mami, ya lo voy a hablar de nada. Les gusto te hago la rua. Ah, les gusto a Pablo Play. Pablo de Zara, más feo. No me quedé para verlo. I don't know if it's way crazy. Can't know where. You got to be for that show. Zakalu the way you reality. You know, Nora. Well, you might get one where you are. We thank for they were. They can't follow me. You love the show. You love the show. You love the move again, show. I don't know the way. Que vos que vayas a tomar tierra, de Cadiña me alena toda mañana. Que vos que calmo la que me pongo de Cadiña te veo, que no que le da un año. Ah, yo vais à Port-Noir, sans oublier que c'est Ali, le militaire Choco, On te dit pas non, Améwé, Zoom. Amadou, Adiwa, Famediwo, take it, when I take it. If I am one boy, take it. No, let's say you're not going to take it. There's no way blind, you're not going to take it. You're coming, you're not going to take it. Stop the video. Ike mama ina kero, kamo bi oye de mo ibo, mo nu yo dawa mo ti apapo. Wala baba e kero, ike mama bela dike, mo lo yo ya yo mo ji aye de o. No le se yo no te va de yo. Ula ne da se de une, shut up yourself. Come on, do it. Appraise yourself. I'm praising the Canadian. Well, Mama, you know, you can do something. What up, my boy, you do. So then we just see your mom come away. So then we just see your mom. Mama, would have this, I do more now. Mama, you do so low. Bajalo, that was so follow the Bajalo, so what more loyalty. And you're my father, I don't know about loyalty. You cannot look it up, my loyalty.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z, and so right here from the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, taking you inside Grand Jide this evening. And I'm going to tell you shortly the meaning of this song, and let's get the program going. This is the Examiner.
So many so now, do not play while you, so now what you no.
Well, what a beautiful song, traditional song here. This is what we do. The culture of our country is always paramount to all. This is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. I am Alfonso Z, and so right here from the New England Bureau Desk here, we say good morning, we say good evening, and welcome. If this is your first time, we say you are all heartily to welcome. This is LPR Examiner. Welcome to the show. Visions of Lpr-Tv Live. The Examiner bring you live conversations right here from the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. The Analysts are here in today's edition of The Examiner. Comes your way every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host and presenter, Alfonso Zian. So be my guest. Good evening, good evening, good evening. So I want to welcome you. I am your host and presenter of your most informative news magazine. That's the Liberal Public Radio. Sunday's editions of The Examiner is here. What I did this evening was to take you to the motherland. We are traditionalists. We believe in the culture of our people, and it must be kept alive. Maybe you can ask Ruth Mayot and those from inside, maybe Roland Diat, and they will tell you exactly the meaning of that song. And it's for the benefit of a listening audience, for your consumption, I will tell you in a little bit. Whatever song we play here, I mean, I'm not talking about the liberal, but whatever song we play here, there is a meaning, there is a message, not just only the drumming and all of that to entertain you. But what is important, what we do here too, is to impact, to illustrate, to tie something to what is happening in today's reality. And that's exactly what we do here on LPR. And this is why we intend not to keep no one, have no one left behind. We have let every Liberian, regardless of their political affiliations, their attachment, detachment, wouldn't insert feelings, sentiments, emotions into national conversation. If I'm talking about my own personal stuff, then sentiment, feelings comes in. But when you're talking about a sovereign nation, how many years are we today? You tell me. And why should we insert ourselves into the conversation that you must please me? That's not how it works. And that seems to be the case because other people take their feelings, their sentiments, what they think it should happen. So we should open the field, we should explore it, and let people be able to decide. That's the work of the media. So we should not be judgmental. We can ask all of the tough questions, but when we try to misuse the true meanings of the microphone, because we sit behind these microphones and people take up their time to come, and we decide to put our own bad feelings into the conversations and try to twist and reconstruct things that are happening. Then we are doing our country unjust. And that seems to be the case from time to time to time. So the polarization with the society is not just only with the politician. It's just not only with the advocacy groups. The media is a serious component, and that's where the challenge is. And we must learn to do everything to cut through that corridor and allow all to express his or her view, as long as done in a civil context. And that's what the civilized man, you know what I call conference. We went for conference. It's a roundtable conversation. And people speak one at a time, in as much they will be in disagreement. They speak one at a time. The essence of that is to allow you to make your argument. And in that process, what you are trying to do is to be persuasive. To be persuasive. If this is an olive green, if this is a lemon green, whatever it is, I could see it. Who knows what I have a vision problem. And I can tell you, say it's white, it's black. Or you are intolerant, you are impatient to tell me exactly the combination or why that color is white. But then you ask me, you want to tell me you can't see? Well, I can see. This is why I say it's white. So you should exercise that political tolerance. And that is what is missing in our conversation today. Radio show hosts, talk show hosts, whatever. I don't call my talk show. It's a program. There's a big distinction between program and talk show. Maybe talk show you want to talk about Bill Cunningham and all of this, Glenn Beck and all of that. It becomes combative. And this is why we do not get the inner part of the message from the politician, because I don't want to be disrespected. Either you do not want to be disrespected. But all we are saying today, even on the big outlet, hosts become combative. They are intolerant. They incite their feelings into national conversation. So when their guest says something out of the way, instead of them taking a deep breath, instead of them to say, okay, let me organize myself. This is not about me. Let me remove myself from the picture, because there are others who are listening and they are trying to get a takeaway. And they are independent minds because they want to get the nature of the conversation. Then we create a whole drama, another hala hala, with all the already mixed hala hala. As a result, we have nothing to take away. So here, we try to do it differently. It's not 100%. It will never be 100%. We are human beings. Yeah, sometimes the little bit feelings, emotions going to incite into it, but we must be able to contain ourselves as long as we sit behind the microphone, because you never knows who is listening. And the power of a media is so much vital, is so much important. But how many of these presenters and anchor have realized what they say, it goes on record and people keep it? And sometimes they become so disrespectful to their audience, to their guests, because when you like that, no one like to be demeaned. You also going to put out that iron fist to defend yourself. And so your goal, your objective as a presenter, you are trying to get something out of that person. So you must be able to wave the United Nations white flag in order to get that information. But when your guest is combative, you yourself is combative, yeah, nobody wants to be made shame. You don't want to call your people names. You don't want to be judgmental. They say you do this, they say you do that, and you do not have the relevant facts to prove that. But the innuendos, the subliminal messages, the falsehood, everything has tied into this media war today. It has created a convoluted situation for us to know exactly where we're trying to. The politician has successfully managed to infiltrate the media world, the media outlet. So they have their own programs, they plan their people, they host reconstructing cases for them, making the argument for them. does disadvantage the ordinary Liberian, ordinary citizen who tries to cut through the corridors and just be able to make an informed decision. So all that we are having today is just not only the citizenry. The media, we are also responsible because we fail to present the actual story. We fail to present the actual case. We fail to create the narrative that all should participate regardless of their political affiliation. So each and everyone protecting his or her own alligator. If I'm from the CDC war, every other thing I would defend it to the core belly buttons of CDC. If I'm from the Unity Party war, I would defend it. If I'm from the ANC war, I would even defend the indefensible. And then we make a reference. The last time it happened, you didn't say something, why you want to say it. So we get ourselves in this sort of visual cycle. Black Dragon revenge the death of Bruce Lee. You did it 10 years ago, I must continue with it. So then the question becomes, how do we fix the wrong? How do we straighten our country? If other of us were paid the 6 years ago, things that didn't happen, we didn't talk about it, but you have forgotten to understand that time has evolved significantly. In the 80s, do we have access to social media as we are doing today? Absolutely not. Technology has enhanced a lot. And so, how conversation should be. I am your host and presenter, Tafonso Zienso. Be at my company here tonight. We're going to open this line up. The Diaspora Conference is ongoing. What you think about the conference? We are getting some information. I was just listening to this little portion of it. And one of the Black Caucus says something, and this is what we were saying here. This thing should have been opened up. Going to Washington, D.C. is allowing the citizens to go to the government when the government should come to us to hear our inner part, our burning issues. And I believe I heard a chairperson saying, oh, next time we'll do it better. You should have done it better. That is inexcusable. This is what they do. And that's where sometimes it gets a little bit dicey and we try to no, you have an adequate time. Maybe the president did his part. Diaspora affairs. It is not an overnight conference. You should have done your due diligence, seek consultations, talk with opinion leaders, different institutions. They never even reach out to any media because they're so mean, they're so cheap, everything they want to do it. It's not free. Whatever in the church or in the hall, whatever it is money. But they are unable to even make a sacrifice to invite people that agree and disagree with them. Oh, you expect me to take my thing and put on my hair and walk by land from Rhode Island to go to Washington, D.C. for it? No. That's not how it works. People should be able to pay for people's services. Free ride, free death. New Hampshire, right? If you don't want to have an insurance, go to New Hampshire. I will be right back.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337 or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services and your friends in business.
Okay, let's take this one more and I will be right back here.
Hello listeners, this is Mazola, the lover boy. I'd like to invite you to this exciting program. It is called Dancing for Jesus. It is intended to play beautiful inspirational music to help you turn your life to God. Join me on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our way of showing appreciation to God for the good things He has done for us and continue to do. Don't miss this opportunity. Join Mazola Gizi on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the program Dancing for Jesus. Please be there because I will be here to rock it out for you.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Thank you so much for joining us here this beautiful Sunday evening. Is 8:21 Eastern Standard Time from the New England Bureau. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. You are under the rule of the Liberia Public Radio Lpr-Tv Sundays editions of the Examiner. We want to thank you so much. Roosevelt, good to have you here. Esther, good evening. Good evening, good evening. How is everything going? Aliu is here. This is our prime time. Let's do quick housekeeping here on the Palava House. The Palava House here, when the cases will come to our hand, who's the judge? You know, that's Prince Sharif. Prince, good to have you here. Pee-wee, good to have you here. And our own, the team E.K. Tano, ASLPR. Senior correspondent based in, you remember during the heat of the war to Greater Liberia, he's based in Banga, Tabon County. But then, thank you so much, you and Carly, for the extraordinary job that you continue to do, the sacrifice, your volunteering spirit that is keeping this network. Moses Momolu, good to have you here. Everything Liberia social media boss. That's a good one. Good evening. Good to have you here. We are humbled. Venetius is here. Odell, good to have you. My man's going Achizito going. How you doing, man? How is it going there? Roland Brown Dia is here. Moses. And as time goes by, we'll continue to give recognition for you, for your time. Emmanuel, Samuel, Jacob Browns, and Nathan Namwe is here. We say good to have you here. Imo State, good evening, good afternoon. Well, folks, we're going to have a conversation. We'll try to activate this line here to tell us exactly what's in your mind, what you have. No, we don't usually wait for these people, politicians, Shane Polly, and whatever it is, because they want to have their way, you know. So whether they come or not, the most important group here, you must be here. And once you are here, we have to be here. That is okay. And then we'll have the conversation. That's it. Because all of them, they have their own network. They have their own platform. It is interesting. USA has become a harvest ground. I'm not sure, maybe somebody even asked that question to the president or not, as to what they want us to go to invest, to do this, and not telling us what is really in it for us. When people can't even send your old papi solo there, you know. So as a result, it becomes a big economic loss to the government. People sending their cars to Guinea. And then they cross it through the border. The money that should have gone to government revenue, they pay little or nothing. And they pass right to board waterside, put racing plate on it. They process the plate from Morovia before it even comes. They take it across, they put it there. Because common sense is not being deployed. People wants to act like a cockroach. Cockroach, you leave your dirty dishes in the kitchen, it will go all in those pans, get those oil. It will never be satisfied. It will find the oil barrel. The plate you keep it in the closet, say you want to make sure whether that is open. It will go in that oil and drink the oil. And the next day you see the legs, the feet up like this. Are we having this sort of conversation? How many Liberians here in the diaspora? Why are we not involved into the actual political process? If I say the actual, I'm not talking about people coming here, you show up, you collect your dollar and send, and you want to do it, but my vote is my own advocacy. It is my own strength based on what I hear from the politicians. When would that happen? We've seen other countries, they are doing that. So what is the cardinal diaspora issues that has been taken to that floor? Maybe if we are assembled in a little group where people will be given the opportunity to raise their finger without it being suppressed. I listened to a little highlight of it, and everybody questions were people were professionals, technocrat. People really have concern. But when these things are stage managed, you are not one of us. You are not part of us. You against us. When those sort of scenario is created, then it kills the substance of the conference of the meeting. That is not good. One congressional black caucus was, these people, they don't have time, was asking, said, this is a disrespect. The president, you call us here and we are still asking the president's leave. And then you have the minister of information that giving justifications and president being standing up who did this and that, blah, 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 blah. This is why it must work within the reasonable time frame. When you say you want to be having the meeting, the conference, time hall, you better get ready. If it is 30 minutes, let it be 30 minutes. When it is 20 minutes, let it be. It cannot be inconclusive and you leave people there. They don't listen to people. Then then you see the little chihuahua comes in their defense to give justification why this not do this, why this not do that. So if I want to take time off from my work, I will not get paid. What I can put in the time, I will get paid, but I'm going to take the risk to drive or fly, whatever it is. The toll booth nowadays, they make life easier. You don't even got to stop, but you pass. When you're coming back, the bill comes to you, gasolines, everything. And then I'm not opportune to ask the question that I want to ask. Then when I ask the question, then third party comes to give their own personal view when they are not even the policy or decision maker. So how do we get what we want to get? When we are intolerant, when we are impatient. If you designate this day as a conference for diaspora, to want to wait until next year again, and what is the guarantee whether next year is going to be different from what is happening? Come to the people. Washington D.C. they don't care for real ID or whatever they want as people. They're not everybody have the means, the cost. You have fundings were allocated. So you could use it wisely designated points, locations, not every state by state, but people like in the East Coast, you kind of put them in one column, so time, massive preparation, massive publicity, create that time, we will be meeting at this so point. Someone from Massachusetts can easily drive right here to Rhode Island. Someone from Connecticut is still within the proximity of Rhode Island and Massachusetts and all of our New Hampshire. We are all in the same block here. You go to Minnesota, the Iowa, the North South, they can still manage it. You go on the other side, they can still manage it and coordinate with these organizations. You like on a conference on the side, the other people on this other side. Belite is in Philadelphia, the president in Washington, D.C. Couple of weeks, what his name? Alexander Benedict Cummings will be in Atlanta, Georgia. We are hearing George Weah will be coming. They just want to come for their people. They're coming to refill, to recharge their batteries. Money, I'm talking about money now, to give them. So they don't care for you and myself, you who still trying to find the ideology to what really these people, how they intend to govern. But they'll have their supporters and do all of the work for them. And you are part of the problem. Because when they call your political leader name, then you burst into flame. Then it's like they are taking you in the slaughterhouse. But sooner or later, it becomes a problem. I will be back. Let me just take this, respond to this message here. Urgent message coming in. I will be right back.
From the West African nation of Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Sawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. We have been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But here instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Wangaringanga. I am a finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on Liberia Public Radio and Television.
That's our guy in La Côte d'Ivoire, and we have this big news for you. Don't let these politicians and people stress you out. Make day for yourself, treat yourself, make yourself happy. Don't wait for people to make you happy. It's not because of bad dream, you will not get a sleep, right? So give yourself a treat. Find your friend that's someone special and reach out to the INN's Dream Escapes. Is a travel agency owned and operated. We're going to be getting more details about this. Our own Esther, Mrs. Clark Fredericks, is strong supporter of this network. And like I say, whoever support my initiative, I support you. You not support me, and I support you. Period. No zigzag, no two-way street about that. So we're going to be getting some more images, more information as it relates to this. Yeah, but in the meantime, the website is there, the email address is there, skip at gmail.com. They involve in wide range of a variety of vocational traits, if you were to call it, traveling, whatever you want. Just get away from your own little closet for a while and get your set of treat. call them and surely sure they will be able to give you the details. If you have issues, we're waiting for the number. I need to make sure Esther to get the right to get the phone number just in case people have issue in getting to the site, how they can reach you as well. They can get that done. To just plan that trip. We'll get more detail, whether it's both local or international. You can funnel dreams into a reality. Yes, you have to dream into hotels, flight, everything, transportation, everything is involved. Trust me. I have to take a shot. I need to get more details because there are a couple of trips hopefully coming up so that we can plan that as well. We got to give patronage to our people, you know. Let's get involved. Let's get involved. Let's support one another. I mean, that's why it is. We do it to other people. Why can't we do it to ourselves, our own people? Let's support people. Doing it does not mean you're putting something, but you're giving them more empowerment. Who knows? They can be expanded to other places, and somebody will put somebody food on the table as well. So that's it right here. That's the Hyena's Dreams Escape, our own Mistress Esther Fredericks, Esther Clark Fredericks. You can reach her. She always here. You can message her as well. I believe they have a special page. If you go there, you're going to see details, information as well. But they're working on something. I soon will get that. Trust me, we will roll it out here because we have to be one another's keeper. That's how it should be, and that's how it will be here. Okay, having said that, let's continue with the program. I'm going to put the number out here, and I call within the specified time, not to carry on and carry on and on and on we go. No, call within a specified time, and then you can have to say whatever you have in mind about your country, what you feel, your suggestions. We're not just only to criticize, but we also make recommendations. With national government to see whether those recommendations are applicable to their work. So our job is just to say it, we suggest it, it left with the government to say, okay, they will do it, and people who are making businesses. Just how we encourage people to always send their suggestions to us here. There are some things that we don't say it right. If we are not doing it right, you got to just let us know. Nothing wrong with that. We're not going to take offense to it because that's the only way we will be able to learn. So sometimes people feel they're doing it the right way, but it's not being done the right way. So do not be judgmental to say, oh boy, they don't know about it, or they're supposed to know. No, they're not supposed to know. Let me bring in Terry Collins. Is a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio at Lpr-Tv and is based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My understanding, he just left the conference, so maybe you're going to give a highlight what they say there. Maybe, I don't know, probably if you didn't get it on the list, let me bring in Mr. Collins. There you have it, Mr. Collins. Good to have you. Are you in Washington, D.C., or where are you?
I'm in Minnesota, Mrs. Lo.
Oh, in Minnesota. Okay. Well, Sese say, oh, Terry gone, the Reverend gone. You see, Sese a hell of a man. The message say, oh, the Reverend gone. So I said, gone where? He said, well, you know what happened? The man gone to the party. He gone to the mean ground. Okay, Terry, it's good to have you here. Happy Sunday. How was your day today, buddy?
Yeah, as usual, regular Sunday, we here.
How the family doing?
Everybody's fine.
Yeah, excuse me. Honestly, I really want to thank you very, very much. I think I need to update our calling, but I have your old number. I don't know how come. Yeah, I tried reaching out yesterday and even late this evening, but I was an old number I was calling. So do me a favor, just text me that we need to share note of record. But again, I want to thank you so much for your commitment to this network. I know how it burns people out, and people don't realize that. We come here 1 hour, 2 hours, and all of that. That's a lie. I think I can get it. Are we good now? No, something stupid. You want to read? Let me
Let me
just
just
get
get
off
off
and
and
get
get
you
you
back.
back.
Let me
Let me
see.
see.
Fix your audio and our audio, then I'm gonna bring you back. Roosevelt say, okay, seriously, kill the cat or the cockroach too. Okay, let's Terry works on his audio and then we're gonna bring him back. But in the meantime, let's bring you this news. And like we said here, we always make news fair, balanced, and proportional for everybody to to know. Okay, let me see here what I Terry there. Terry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
hearing you.
okay, thank you. I think much better. Thank you very much for fixing that. Okay, so I was just asking how everything, how the family, and how was your Sunday? How was your
Yeah,
Sunday?
we're good. Sunday good. Regular Sunday as usual. We thank God we are still here. You
Okay,
know.
I kind of popped into the virtual and our watchings from the online versions of the screaming the conference on the executive mansion website. I just kind of bumped into it lately because I was tired, had enough rest. I call your friend Libra to come here. Libra is you are Libra. Esther Libra not coming here tonight. You're noticing when he having a bad time or something not right, then he on purpose stay away because he knows they're going to bring this sort of conversation or say, oh, I'm not feeling well. When I care how I say tomorrow, Terry myself will be on tomorrow. But guess what? I will be here. He likes he can close me off for whatever reason. I will yeah. I not be on to I not be here to I not be I say what happened? Did he hit a conference there, go in there, that blah blah. I said, but can't I have a conversation? He said, he not coming. He wouldn't that old man that you got kid. He's not coming, but he waiting tomorrow. Hey Yvonne, good evening. Good to have you here. Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. But you listened to any excerpt from that conference?
Well, I was just peeping in and out. I really did not sit down to focus, but some of the things I observed was just everybody shouting, everybody clapping. I did listen to the youth giving their opinion and asking some questions. I don't know if the questions were answered. I saw the president sitting down and his wife, and they were being given a free ride. I thought that they were not ready. Ask like something you said the last time. People need to be there to ask the question that we want to ask. So were we ready, serve as a diaspora? I doubt it. I think it was just partisan. And I believe this will hurt the president if you want to be reelected. If he continued down this road, it will hurt him when he want to be reelected because the amount of people that supported him and voted for him, half of them were not in that place today. Half of them did not attend the program. So if they're not looking in that line and they're thinking that they can wait until prior to election, then they all run to America and try to mobilize people, they're going to get a shock of their life. Because to be honest with you, what they did, the program in itself was successful, but the result that they're expecting to get, I doubt they will get it.
You know what, make it that's a contradiction, Terry. You see, this is where you guys and myself can always have a
Yes.
divided role. The program in itself was successful, but the result. So, what is the success of it?
Well, in terms of having a program, Mr. So, you having a program is, you see people, they got everything set up, flyers, all of that. That is a success when you say you're having a program to meet a specific target in your own way is a success. But what makes it not to be able what make it to not yield the result they expected is because of the caliber of people that was there. Most of the people that went to that program was not even key people in the diaspora that have the ability to turn the wheels. So this is why the result it will yield will not be the result they expect. It's just a partisan domain, it's just a partisan program. So they anticipated the kind of people they wanted, the caliber of people they wanted to the meeting, and they got that caliber of people. They made sure that Queen Sherry did not go there, which was fine. But
You see, you see where you're going with this? You see where you're going?
But here's the thing, yeah, they will not get the result expected. That's my play. That's where I'm coming from. They're not going to get the
No,
result
but
expected.
okay. So if you put a program, if you initiate something, what do you ultimately what you want to see happening at the end of the day?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
But it's
for
not
them,
happening. I don't know.
for
Maybe
them, Mr. So for them, they wanted to see a certain
what
people.
you want to where you because it is there.
Now,
You
if you
always
come
want
to
to
me
see.
now, if you
Yeah.
come to us, our opinion, that's
No,
why I'm
but yeah,
giving you my
no,
opinion.
yeah, why it is. And this is where you guys always have problem with me. And I like it how we have this sort of conversation. Our job as analysts here uh, is to take more or less to take a neutral position. Maybe people will not agree with it. In as much you can support people, you can support who you want to support is okay. But the rest of the viewers, your participants online, they expect honest analysis, regardless of you being part or your support of that group. That is what I want to take away. But if you come here and say, oh, because you pull flyer up, so suppose somebody say they're getting married, they advertise, they do everything. You go to the church, no pastor there, and then you say, oh yeah, because the wedding, then they're not wedding because nobody ordained their ceremony. But that's my own opinion. So it's still inconclusive.
But the
Because
people,
the reason they put in time and energy for the outcome to be successful. But it would take minimum portion to say, oh, this one good, this one not good. But anyway, it's okay. Then we
no, I
give.
didn't. No,
No,
you
I'm just
see,
saying that I'm my own.
okay,
Yeah.
Mr. So, in itself, the people had a goal, they had a target. Did they achieve the target? Did they achieve the goal to the satisfaction of the president? I believe so. The interact that were around him, did they achieve the goal? Were they able to accomplish? I saw Dwalu, I saw other people there praising him. I did not see controversy or opinions. I did not see positive view. I saw people who were just praising him. And everything, every time maybe the
So,
president
so
says
yeah,
something, they shout.
yeah, is the thing here. So I don't
You know.
see it for me. I don't see it something the Dualo or I think I have Lobo name all of that. Those are people who have been the chief architects of the president. So
That's what I'm saying.
it is obvious they're going to be in our mouths quiet to see it and do it the way. I am not saying somebody should go there to be condescending, to be disrespectful to the president of the Republic of
Right.
Ireland. That I would not agree with. But this is where the politicians, and that is the problem. Because we even had a conversation. I don't know how many other news outlets I saw the executive mansion screaming it was poor quality.
Yes, the executive mansion. Most
So,
of the people need to
so
be fired. I don't know why they're there up to now.
you were fired then. They were not fired then. I don't know whether Liberia News Agency people travel. I don't know whether the State Broadcasting Corporation traveled and all of that. And for God's sake, even if people saying things that they don't agree with, you see, their inability to be persuasive to get people on their side and being so intolerant is just so broadened. You remember the other day I have the chairman, and I hope that he come back here. Let me have a conversation with him to tell me the outcome of this. No,
Yeah,
the center of gravity of this whole thing is the diaspora, and there are so many diaspora outlet here. You know, but it seems to be restrictive. Oh, we not get money. You not get money. You want to put a conference together so that for the player when that a free people a free place. You don't want to get. They don't know how to win people over. Every outlet, every people have their own follower, and there are some people. But you did mention something key here. There's a reason we see these people scrambling gathering on the diaspora because they know comes 2029, diaspora community is going to be a pivotal point, going to most likely be a deciding factor for 2029. That's why here you saw Billy Tate there. I listened to monitor some of the stuff, and he was putting up an open challenge as well. Coming going to be coming back. Who knows? This time, no psychedelic politics going to be there. You're going to maybe you're going to get it up. Because if you don't do that, they don't see you as a fighter. They don't see you as somebody who can stand up. It is just seeing old people. Then what is the what that's that? So what they did is calculated, is premeditated, it was planned, it is on purpose. That's why they took it to Washington, D.C. That's why they took it to Washington, D.C. But we're going to wait and see. But I don't know if you listen to that part. I was recording the one congressional black caucus. One in the didn't get it. You say, well, your question, you say, yeah, my question, first of all, is so disrespectful to us. And she called all her title because there were people that, when they saw disrespect, that we are asking question, and the person that we are asking this question, the person left the hall. Then you have a proxy to come and answer question. They're not what the people went for. So it would have been better when it's allotted 10 minutes, there'll be 10 minutes the president says it. When it's 30 minutes, there'll be 30 minutes the president says it. As long because it is it's planned. It's not an overnight, it's not just an event. You plan it, you work within that time, you make sure everything is okay. When a 1 hour, you don't have to, the president don't have to be standing, or he's not a military man, he's not going to give a 21-gun salute to be standing off for pass in review. The president can sit, get a glass of water and everything, microphones mounted, people ask the question they want to ask. Whether you like the questions or not, you are at liberty to answer these questions or not to answer it, or get back to people with the answers when you have that. But that wasn't done. And I later talk, say it's disrespectful to us. I'm here, and then the president is gone. So who am I asking the question? To have a minister to give his view, to give his something, when he does not have the executive order, executive authority to do that. That's where we are, Terry.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it was sad. I'm not going to support them on this one. I think they blunder, and if they continue down the path, they're going to have a tough time for 2029 because you cannot be psychedelic with serious issues that have to do with you trying to get the diaspora to come home to invest, knowing very well the capital of the diaspora is very significant right now to your economy, especially with the way Donald Trump had turned American foreign policy around. So, you know, what is your end game? What are you trying to achieve if you go in? It's so that 500 selective Liberian that you have in our hall, are they the one you depending on to change the trajectory in this country? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mr. President? Are these the people you're trying to use now to come to Liberia? Are all those 500 people you have, are they millionaires? What is status? Are they trading in Liberia? What is their investment on the ground? And all those kind of things.
There was a professional, nice thing that other guy asked a really good question.
See,
the only person that can answer that question is the president. Now, second, third party who will kind of put their own feelings and think, oh, I think, no, they're not, I think. People need a definitive answer to the question. And the only person that can reassure and say, yes, this can happen is the chief executive.
Right.
But unfortunately, he left. This is why your liberal is not here tonight, because he knew very well I want to bring this conversation up. He did it on purpose. I'm not coming tomorrow. Tell him myself, but guess what? I will be here. And then he lied. He said he's sick. He's not sick because he's not happy. So he always, that's who he is to avoid. He always like to avoid crisis because he's unable to manage it. That is it is. But let's see here. Let's bring us some other news. I'm going to be putting the number out here. Our Ivory Coast correspondent, national reporter, is reporting, and I believe I have a little video here. The international observers has begun to arrive in neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire ahead of the presidential election, but they are very, very much apprehensive now about the credibility of the elections. Liberia Public Radio, Benjamin Tigbe is based in Abidjan. He forwarded this clip, and we'll be right back.
With respect to the ability of candidates to participate, with respect to the ability of citizens to participate, but also that the Election Commission and the relevant bodies have also made progress in helping to have an election in this country that meets at least a set of international standards.
Certains des défis que nous avons relevés comprennent les défis de participation de certains candidats, défis de vote de certains citoyens et aussi la capacité, nous reconnaissons aussi la capacité de la Commission à faire son travail, mais nous souhaitons que cela soit répondre aux standards internationaux.
D'accord. La suite maintenant, après ces recommandations.
Quelle est la question?
Après cette activité-là, puisque nous ne sommes pas encore au 25 octobre, voilà, donc qu'est-ce qu'il en sera?
So we are awaiting our accreditation from the Election Commission so that we can send another team to observe the elections in October.
Okay. Am I having echo again?
No.
Okay, yeah. So that's what's happening right now. Something.
You having echo?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing myself. Okay. So, you know, as an election, it's on the 25th of October. So pretty close to maybe 3 weeks, couple of days. Election will be ongoing in neighboring like Cote d'Ivoire. And our guy, Ben Tembede, is keeping track of everything, fully accredited. And we are hoping, hopefully to get some images, electoral process. But in the meanwhile, the only female candidate is the wife, the former president. Yes, echo. Okay, Stephen say echo. Stephen, is the echo still ongoing? I think it's quiet and I'm not hearing myself again. Okay, it is okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Slot. Thank you so much. You see, that's a good thing about these people here. You know, our guys here, everybody is so great. Yeah, Simeon, First Lady Simeon Lauren Gbagbo wife is in the race. You know, I think she is our called Iron Lady. Now they are complaining, according to the latest report from our guy. Let me see here. International observer raises concern over Cote d'Ivoire's electoral credibility ahead of the 2025 presidential vote. There are a lot of big meetings ongoing, the banning of stopping other major actors. You know, your man Ouattara, he reconstructed the constitution to run for the, oh God, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, I say he gave me a chance now to be president, so I will do the West thing too. So he contesting. But we'll see how. We just hope and pray for a peaceful process, because I know Cote d'Ivoire. When it comes to elections, it can be easy. Yeah, but I will hope it will go peacefully. So let's put the number out here. Besides that, is there anything specific, Tara, you want to bring out?
No, I think we discussing, you know, you got the ball rolling, so it is what it is.
No, that we work here as a team, or don't put me into that situation. We work here as a team. Everybody have an equal voice, voices here to say, to speak. So let me put this number out here and let have people to participate. What the line, maybe what
Just the aspect of the Chief Justice recommending his son to the president, and he got employed and is taking over the media. You know, accusation of nepotism and all that kind of stuff. But the Chief Justice said the man is qualified. So the man is qualified to work. The man is a lawyer. So I don't know why people seem to be jumping, jittering all over the place and all of that.
But why, the way you're scratching your head, I mean, you get it. Why you scratching your head? The way you're scratching your head, you said that deep down in your heart, you're not happy with that, Terry.
Well, I'm not against it. If the person is qualified, one, the only problem is nepotism is trying to employ your relative, right? So, but if the person, I don't know if the person is qualified and is educated to do the job and they apply for the job, means that, because when you employ somebody, it's different from the person applying for a job and going through the reputable criteria to get a job. I think what nepotism is you who own the entity, you own the government, you presiding over the entity, and you employ your relative in the entity. That's a different discussion. But if somebody, the man say he recommended it begin to the president, I think the president appointed him as a judge, I mean, as a lawyer or so, or judge, I don't know. But the man is qualified, and if that happens, I really don't know if it's considered nepotism. I got to go search on that. But I think uh, the man is qualified, so let the man get a job. I don't see why people are jittering all over the place. People, opposition like to make big news out of everything, you know?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. You find it so difficult to interpret, to explain it in here, but still you
But,
fight.
but
Yeah.
the man is qualified. The man is not the man is qualified. The man is a trained lawyer. The man is a trained lawyer. So if he's a trained lawyer, obviously he applied for the job and you went through the ranks and file, and the people saw that he have all the criteria required to be employed for that particular job.
You
I
see
don't
the
think they should be beating on the Chief Justice for nepotism and for the Chief Justice employing his son, because I don't think it was the Chief Justice who employed his son. The Chief Justice recommended his son, but he did not employ his son.
was he recommended in the past?
Well, that I don't know, but apparently the man was still going through, doing his theses and all the kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're revving. Man, oh
But
yeah. Father
but
God,
Mr. So you see, we're talking seriously. You want me to laugh so it can look at, I'm not talking so that it can look like to say I'm trying to play some Dili Bala. But but the truth of the matter here is that
when
the
car not
picking
spoil, when your car not spoil, you take it to good mechanic, you say everything is okay, your engine, everything running. But Okwasa mechanic, when you take it to them, they will start looting things there. So the way I'm asking whether whether he ever applied in the past or whatever. But I mean, for me, you see, the thing that make this thing a problem. Let me see. I gotta reduce this stuff here. Let me put a number here. Let people participate. That what happens. Sometimes you get oh boy, Prince Sherry. Good evening, Carter.
Yes, Mr. Pro. Good evening, sir.
Prince Sherry. Good evening.
Yes,
How are you?
I made your research.
You you attended the conference, Prince?
Unfortunately, again, Mr. Boycott displayed his intolerance, his lack of respect for, what we refer to as diverse view in the political arena. And again, Mr. Boycott has proven to the world that for him, he does not respect the rule of law. His kleptocratic behavior and undemocratic tendency was displayed by denying me as a Liberian and threatening me. And these are emails and whatever that we have at the appropriate time. We will make our own representation to the international body and the Liberian people.
You said it
for denying us the right to participate in a program that was meant for diasporan Liberians. We were denied.
When you say you were denied, but what do you mean? How?
Okay, we were denied by the organizers. So initially, according to them, they were sending out a communication. That is, those who were to attend the program, they were going to send out communication, email, and blah, 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 and what have you. And we did an official communication to the organizers, informing them that we wanted to be part of the program. Well, they did not respond. So what we did was to call one or two individual numbers that we have. We called those individuals and expressed that, this is a diaspora conference. and we wanted to be part of the conference. You know, those two individuals that we call said, well, unfortunately, you know, the place we book the area and the specific numbers that have to be there, and we have exceeded that number. So unfortunately, we cannot allow people to be there. And so there's no space for you. So we said, what do you mean no space for us? So what is the number? What is the threshold that is set? They could not tell us the threshold that was set, but the only thing that they told us was, well, you know, the place has already been filled by the requisite participants because we send out information to them via their, you know, email.
So quickly here, Prince.
The number.
So quickly, Prince, do you remember at what time you reached out to the organizer with respect to you, or is that a group or you as an individual was anticipating to attend?
Well, as an individual, I was anticipating to attend. Yes, as an individual. I know there were other people who were denied, but I'm speaking in my own capacity as an individual, as a Liberian.
So when you actually reach out to the people?
So I reached out to them a week before their diaspora conference. I reached out to them. I sent out the communication of all of the communication. I sent it out a week before their diaspora conference. That was when I sent the communication. Before even Mr. Brecker could touch the soil of the United States of America, that was when I sent the communication. And when he came, as a reminder, we did 1 or 2 follow-up, and we even thought to call the numbers that they have there. We even thought to call. But unfortunately, we were told that people have already, in fact, the place already packed, the place full already.
Okay, so let's get to the conversation. Hopefully, so what is your concern here? What's your recommendation? Is there any?
Okay, my concern here are 2 major concerns. One, let's look at this particular conference. Like we said the last time, this conference is a fiasco, and it's meant to full state resources that is meant to improve the lives of Liberians. All these people came on was just an international safari and an international vacation. That's how I refer to it. Because, Mr. So, there is nothing in that conference project the true spirit of democratic tendencies. There's nothing in that particular conference that projects anything like listening to Liberians and getting the views of Liberians relative to how they can contribute towards the economy, towards the peace, towards democracy, and etc. In fact, the entire conference, including our, you know, some of the guests that even went there, some of the international, let's just say some Americans that went there, they expressed their serious dissatisfaction in how the issue was seriously disorganized. And there were not even people there to be able to, you know, interact with the delegates or to channel their questions to them. So the entire conference, you will observe that that entire conference was just a kind of conference that was organized so that people can be able to fund the Liberian people money. Because nothing at all was discussed. For example, what was discussed about the issue of Liberians, you know, residing in this country? You know that of recent, there was this issue of, you know, allegedly deportation of Liberians who their document was about to expire. What they did discuss? Yes, sir.
Okay, we're not roller skating. So when I call your attention, you see that somebody saying they will be talking because yesterday all of the thing will happen. By the time we go low, we can just see your blueberry then flying too. So I see it here. But on a serious note here, and I think it's good that you're expressing these concerns. But we also, when we speak out, when we criticize, we must also make recommendations. And I did hear the, I believe it was Erasmus, next year we'll do better. Now it's a sooner time now to start fixing to do the better. What will you say to the organizer? What has happened, it has happened. What will you say to the organizer in terms of how they get this done next time?
All right. What I would say to the organizers is the first thing is that these people must get ready to subject themselves to the GAC for an audit, because we know that some resources was used. So what was used? What was the intent of this particular program? You cannot take the Liberian people resources and come on a foreign soil or a safari and use the money, and at the end of the day, you can account. So we are asking the GAC, we are asking the LACC that immediately upon these people arrival on the soil of the Republic of Liberia, that these people should be subjected to investigation.
What do you mean by subjected? Prince.
Relative to how the money was used.
No, but no, Prince. When you say subjected, so and I'm not going to ask you to remix your own word. But if you say maybe to make quotes, but it is not a clandestine thing. It was organized by a national government. So after the meeting, I believe I asked the chairman, Don, Dr. Don, that question, and say it's going to be visible. So we'll wait and see whether that report, whether you're going to include finances or what I know, but for you to say to be subjected to investigation.
Mr. So I carefully choose my word. I say subjected. If you say it was not done clandestinely, then I disagree with you. Because the thing is, in this particular United States of America, there are Liberians of diverse view. If you will deny Liberians of attending the program because of their political view or their political side or their political stand, then will question it. It was done clandestinely because you desire to ostracize other people to the extent that my brother, who is on the platform that is current, who I believe in democracy and believe that people must express their feelings and people must express their own political, disagreement, to come on this platform and celebrate that a Prince Sherry and you take it as a class. No, this thing was done in a clandestine way.
So hold on. Prince.
Listen.
Let us not misuse the word clandestine because it's not a secret. We posted it. So, if you say maybe the organizational structure, how it was organized, I don't know all of the details as to why you were denied, whether you even apply. If you wanted to attend, they had a time cut-off period. What you did within that time, that's a different thing. That's your version. I'm not going to question that. I have not talked to anybody. But let us establish the fact, in as much we have concern with the process as to how it was conducted. It's not clandestine. It's not a secret. If it is a clandestine, then maybe all of a sudden we get here over there, we wake up and say, oh, there's a diaspora conference where they never talk to anybody, where there's no flyer, where nobody speaks to anybody. But I can host the chairperson of the conference here in as much as I have issue, I have concern, legitimate concern, and he spoke out, we talked about it, then I come and say it's clandestine. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know how you define your, not because you don't attend, it's a clandestine. No, then that's not the right way to say it.
So let me ask you, what was the criteria set up for one? You are a journalist. You are one of the most respected individuals, in the United States of America as it relates to information dissemination.
So let me just tell you.
Tell the Liberian people, what were the criteria set up for people attending? Are there any institution that put out the criteria that were in order for people to attend the program of X, Y, Z, and Z? Was that information disseminated on your platform and other platforms?
So listen here. I said I didn't want to get a second word, and that's why I reached out directly to the organizer. And Dr. Daunt and Alfonso Union, top committee members, they were here, I think, Taradan. We had a conversation and we asked all of the questions. Well, what am I going there, not going there is within my purview. Why I didn't go, why I wanted to go, that is in my purview. Nobody denied me, nobody stopped me. They wanted me to be there, but I have my own set guidelines or requirement. It's an institution, and I believe that they do have a budget for public relations. I'm not running ERBC. I'm not running state corporation. I'm not an employer for the Liberia Broadcasting Corporations. Lpr is a public network, but there are costs associated leaving my job, driving, flying to Washington, D.C. If it's at the will of the committee, if they are responded, I could have gone there, probably yes, but I'm not going to take I'm not just going to jump up. But I don't know about what happens, but I can definitely tell you I will not deny anything. Nobody didn't stop me from going.
CEO, can I make
for us to say is for us to say, oh yeah,
the fact that it was not
CEO, can I bring something to Prince attention?
Information was kept from the Liberian people. How many Liberians got the information relative to participate?
When you got it, okay, let me ask you, when you got to know that this conference was taking place?
Well, I got to know through the executive mansion website. I saw the information there even before the United Nations General Assembly, and that's why I decided to take time to send in an application.
Okay, so the question to you run the outlet. It is on your shoulder. It is on you too that when you see this information, you know it was a national cause, whether you agree or disagree. Did you have the opportunity to have that conversation on your network as well?
Because so unfortunately, this particular government,
you can't waste one caller like this so long.
You know, anyway,
we are having a program. When people talk, we must hold them accountable for what they say. Whether you agree or not,
you try to reach out to them.
You just come and talk. Why you can't wear a bed? Yeah, we can't do that. We've been here. You just
10 minutes, 20 minutes on
no,
one.
no. Dr. Male, when call comes in, I know what.
No,
Dr. Male, you can't interrupt me, please. You just come in. When call comes, I answer the call. When he says something, in as much we might agree or disagree with it, we must also hold them of their
what
own
I'm
work.
saying, you people are back and forth. That is the
I'm
issue.
not back and forth because I want to get something from him. That's what I'm here for. So, Prince, you say you never had a chance to discuss that, right?
No.
Okay. So let's get it right. If you get on your platform, you can call it clandestine, but we, as far as we are concerned, you saw it on the official executive mansion website. Everybody accessible to it. It was all in the print electronic media.
So let's get something straight here. It doesn't mean because information is out there, so it is not clandestine. The intent can be clandestine. You can choose to make something public for the public to see, but the intent can be clandestine. Okay. So for you to say because it was out, so it is not clandestine, you know, then it means that I don't know. Then we can understand it. It was clandestine in nature. For the fact that these people could not display the information relative to one, how to be part of the process, the amount that was spent, what are the things, you know, that they were taking into consideration, going to be discussed, and etc. It was clandestine in nature, Mr. So. Let's not sugarcoat this.
All right, thank you so much.
And the last issue before I leave the platform, Mr. So, yeah. While the show will still be listening and I may call, but the last issue has to do with what is happening in Liberia relative to the issue of rape. Mr. So, in less than a month, we have 2 permanent government officials in higher places that have raped 14 years old daughter. While we have the president of the Republic of Liberia is here in the United States, warning and Danny, and his ministers are raping our children, and you say we must keep quiet.
Prince, thank you so much.
Unfortunate.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you know, the beauty of this network here is sometimes you got to expose people when they're saying the right thing or they're saying the wrong thing, because if you undercut what they're saying, then it just edified their, you know, wrong way of sending message, and then the audience or the public buys into it. This is not a clandestine meeting. I don't know why he pushing that narrative, but that's another version here. So that's not a strain, but we must hold them.
But thank you very much, Mr. So. I really appreciate the way you call him up on that. Yeah, that's what a responsible network would do. As compared to other network, they will let it go and they will not reprimand the person for saying the wrong thing. But anyway, it is what it is.
So I think the message coming through. Let's see how many how many persons will go, because this is it's the same thing over and over. And I just hate to talk those kind of thing. Dr. Mare, good evening. Good to have you here. But again, like I said, you know, when people come and just throw a rare meat and they think they just want to kind of contaminate your network and walk scot-free with it, in as much we have legitimate concern, but he came and just decided to throw this sort of nuclear stuff into it to think that he wanted to get it off track. So we got to hold him accountable. Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, you virtually attended the conference? No, let's leave praise our guy. I say you virtually attended or monitor anything from the conference?
Well, I don't know what I'll be entitled to my expression, as Prince did, and he was being crucified. And I think Prince is entitled to his expression. I think the diaspora conference was a unity party project. And from my own view, it was a special unity party project. And I think it was the conglomeration of partisans, because I Someone sent me some video there. Even some people that have been a hardliner on Spoon TV, the Dwalu, they were all there on the press team. I mean, it's the same thing I said. I said, as long as the government is in this thing, it's a political charade. We're not going to go anywhere. Dr. Dom, he come from the Congo wing. Now they open a corridor now. You see a whole lot in this thing here, and people should be entitled to their view. You see, this was not a diaspora conference. No, I think we need to move that name from INE. It was not a diaspora conference. You see, it was special privilege group conference attached to the Unity Party, because if you see the agenda that was dealt with in the conference, it's all rescue agenda. They are all rescue. What Dafra Dream was talking about, War Crime Code, it's also be talking about investment. You see, so the whole conference missed the mark.
But Dr. Mali, they had a whole
let Dr. Mali finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not one of the disciples of that conference. I'm speaking from my heart. Yes, you see, I know the disciple can't stand some of these thoughts, but that's fine. As we said the last time, it's a good idea, but it should not be turned into a government project. You see, because when it turned into a government project, three things happen, and all our prediction came true. Some people were sidelined. Spring is victim in a batch. Okay, some people, I wrote them, I told them, they said they get a virtual aspect. They told me I was going to call. When I called, we were also sidelined. You see? So this is a special project. Yeah, I called. They say, hold on. 3 times. I can't get through. So that's why I wanted to tell Prince. Prince did not understand the dynamic. He thinks it's the normal thing going on. It's not a normal thing going on. And so Prince should not waste all his precious time fighting the CEO on the platform. This is a government special project. If you're not part of that choral group, forget it. You see? And that's why I didn't bother myself. I sent something. They wrote back to me. They said, yes, you'll be on at this time. I call, someone pick up. They say, wait, more than 30 minutes. Wait, it was going on 1 hour. I had other things to do, CEO. So I understood it straight that this was a government project.
They put you on the way.
And you will not believe it, CEO. So many people are angry about what happened. I'm telling you, the thing is, it was well calculated.
So then that was okay. Terry, do you want to respond to Dr. Ayu? Do you have a
version? Dr. Mali, in as much as I do not agree with the way they carry on the program, I do also want to acknowledge that and disagree with you that they were not talking about investment. They stress on all era. They had a whole session there yesterday, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that they had a one-on-one talk all about investment, even though I think the president was not there, but it was all talking about investment. All right. And Dwalu, I think I saw Dwalu, he was like almost like a moderator there talking about investment. But the era wherein I want to agree with you guys small is the era where I think they were selective. They did not reach across the aisle and sample view from the real diaspora Liberian to open it up, giving us the opportunity to weigh in. This is the modern world now. Even one pastor can put more than 2,000, 3,000 people on a wild, stuff and be communicating to them from his house. Then what about you, whole president? We could have a big projector there where people can weigh in, join in and speak to you. But my frustration is this: if he is going to keep on this trend, he should forget about the diaspora support 2029, because that selective choir that they had there today is not equivalent to the weight of the diaspora, and half of the people who supported you were not even there. You see, so that is where I'm coming from. But you can't say that.
Why you didn't go there? You supported him. Why you didn't go this time? Why you didn't go?
I'm not, Mr. So. I'm not interested in politics. Like I always say on the platform, that's why I don't like people calling me political pastor. I'm not the guy who going to be, even that much I can give my view, I talk in what so. You don't see me actively involved in politics because I'm not a politician. I don't like politics. I don't like people playing with the people's minds. I don't like those kind of things. All right, because my background don't call for it. But
with all of these expressions, we heard Dr. Malley, you heard other people, and we will continue to hear. Or how will you still categorize this conference? Do you think the meet is goal, objective? Forget about what they want, because ultimately all we know is for the diaspora. We wanted to have a voice. We wanted to say something. We wanted them to something, but it proven. I mean, they will term it successful. It is the first time, and so they will learn more. We know all of these things going to factor in. But you, as an analyst on this network, people will listen to you. People will also want to get your professional type view, opinion on that. Do you think, if you were asked, even off air here, any of our listeners will call you, Mr. Collins, what you make of that conference, even though you didn't go there, but based on the information you have heard now, what will you say?
But Mr. Su, I just said it actually, and from my opinion, if you asking Terry's opinion, the meeting was not successful. The president did not get his aim accomplished. But if you're looking from the meeting itself perspective and the agenda and what the target was, they will claim that they were successful, and I can take it from them. But from my view, because first of all, since the president became president, this is his first major move to the diaspora. And he knows that over 700,000, if I'm not mistaken, was raised for his campaign. All right, that caused him to win the election. Since he became president and was inaugurated, this was a major step where he comes down to the people to speak to them about trying to convince the Liberians in the diaspora to come home and invest their money. So you want to tell me that over 800 million remittances go into the economy every year from the diaspora Liberians, that they the one that you were talking to, so that why Labour can always say they put the president in the bubble.
And what you say?
Yeah, I think that was not, it was not good to me. They were not able to achieve
what you say. The Liberal said they put the president in the bubble. What you say?
Yeah, on this one, it depends on what his agenda would be, what he's thinking about it,
Terry,
or assessment after the program.
Terry,
yeah.
You say you're using the word of your patron, your ally, your major ally on the network. The Liberal say, in your words, put the president in the bubble. So I'm asking you, what Terry say?
I don't think I'm quoting Labour because in that regard, it makes sense. But I'm not. But that's what you want me to say. Yeah, I'm not going to say yeah. There are so many ways to answer questions.
So, you see the problem that we have. You see the trouble that we He agreed to indict. He agreed that the Liberal be indicted, but he's unable to indict himself. All right.
Terry know the Liberal will come after him. But see,
the Liberal monitor is not here. He want to make ally. He want to make ally to feed.
Yeah, but
look.
to the same question. Here is my own take.
Let me just put a note there for our folks. Folks, you can call me and just add your voice to what we're saying, or you choose to speak. Go ahead.
Let us be very clear. diaspora conference by any standard is welcome. It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
I think the manner in which it's being done, there where the problem is coming from. One, you have 2 satellite offices for the diaspora, one in JMB office, one at the foreign ministry.
Foreign affairs, yes.
It's wrong. Yes. Now we get Eula on this ground. Eula have got her problem. Eula been around since 1970. All right. Eula claim they still talking, they represent the diaspora. Okay, they're struggling to go ahead. Their involvement into this thing was cut off. Then you have this emerging diaspora conference set up again. So I see a lot of fragmentation of the diaspora arm or wing coming up. This time now with the government being involved directly, I think there where it had disenfranchised a lot of people. But assuming Eula had come up to reach up to all the Liberian community in America. So look, we want to have a conference. We are meeting to discuss this thing here. You go back and tell your people. You get representative from the women in Liberia, representative from the youth, from the student, representative from the churches, because reconciliation is in a package. So you need all the group. At the end of the day, we meet and we all, give people the chance to see how we organize this thing. This thing is a prepared cake and imposed on the diaspora because it's a project.
I wanna wish bakery they went to. Maybe we Terry, So then Dr. Mali, while we wait for call, then we'll compare and contrast now, because so let's take it to former President George Weah. He's the let's assume President George Weah initiated similar conference like this. What could have been the difference?
I don't know about other people, but there are going to be no difference, because my point here is that the diaspora, the member of the diaspora, will all come from diverse background. We all come from different political institutions in Liberia. We all are attached differently. So if you want to handle the diaspora issue, to involve other diaspora, it has to be a neutral channel. That's where I'm coming from. It should be neutral. Maybe we can ask government to help us, but government should not be the referee sitting there leading the chat. This government is leading the chat. So other people see it now as a unity party project. They didn't even go down there. And in fact, the manner in which this thing was handled, those guys draw a cap. They only want 600 people, and they identify the people already. You can't be doing that. The people, how you will be having conference, you identify the people already in the blue. Then you leave the other, then you say it open. It wasn't open because I was one of the victims, even on the virtual side.
Oh boy. Terry, assuming former President George Weah initiated a conference, will we see the difference?
Well, Mr. Soldier, I don't like to go Dr. Mali way, but that would be the same old thing. President Weah, these are politicians. Obviously, they will manage the crowd because they want their image to be represented.
I don't think that Prince Sherry will cry, baby cry, because he would be one of the moderators anyway.
Oh, but Prince Sherry will be all over the place in that one and all of that. But that we saw how President Weah did his thing. You remember when he came and he made that statement that Liberia is like Miami? There was nobody there to challenge him. So these are the things that politicians do. When you make it political, then it becomes political. Maybe if the president was excluded and people from the foreign ministry take charge of it and allow people to ask questions that they really want to ask questions, and open it up to the diaspora, giving everybody the opportunity to weigh in and bring in their opinion so people can feel part of what the government is doing, then it would have made sense. But once I had the president over there, I knew that it was going to be scrutinized and they were going to really cut down the amount of people that was going to go there.
And I think I agree with you on that part, and maybe Dr. Malik can take a shot on it because he is his chief executive. Ultimately, at the end of this conference, there will be a report submitted to this president for executive executions, executive ordinances, or whatever to be incorporated to be part of his policy making. So probably just let him to stay away. It's just like you paramount chief and you get a town chief. No, there are some cases should be prosecuted by the clan chief, and you the paramount chief, you decide to take on the case, and what happens? Then you don't the town chief no job to do. So probably staying the president, they will hear, oh God, they will hear what they're supposed to hear, but they have in there. So I don't know what's going on. Dr. Mari, is that something that we can agree with? Prince, I'm going to take your call, but we're just going to have you for 30 seconds. We're not going to have something yet. Hello?
Yes, hello. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you asked a question, and I think, I have a contribution. Well, if President Weah or the CDC-led government was to organize such, what was going to be the approach? Let me just inform you and the listeners that it wasn't a diaspora conference as the nomenclature dictates for this one, but the president, His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah, had similar Palava Hut discussion in New York. Remember when he came for the African summit, when President at the time, President Trump invited African leaders to come for the African summit. He came here, and there were Liberians. In fact, we were in that particular one. There were people even from the opposition view. There were people from diverse political background that was in New York at the time, in Washington, D.C. at the time, that attended that program from different political institutions. So if it was President Weah in this diaspora conference, the first thing is he was going to seek the input of every Liberian, despite of your political affiliation, your religion affiliation, or whatever. He was going to seek the involvement of every Liberian, and he did it before. All of the time that President Weah came here to the United States, all of the program that was held where he met with Liberians, it was Liberian from cross section of views, including some opposition people. They were even there. I remember the last program in Washington, D.C., there were even members of the ANC that we call. I was, co-emceeing that particular program. There were members of the ANC that were there. There were members of the Unity Party that were there. There were members of different other political institutions that were part of that particular meeting that President Weah had with Liberians.
Thank you very much. Is he coming by?
Is he put this in quickly?
Yeah, we understand he's coming by. Is that true? He coming here?
Definitely. 2029, His Excellency.
I'm talking about 2029. I'm talking about October. I'm talking about October. Is he coming here October?
Well, I can say that I'm not close with the authority. The proper authority, we will reach out to them and get that information. But I can say,
can I count on you, since you are first in information within the CDC, that if that happens, you can notify us and see if we will also be, whether they will not treat all like the date of Mali?
His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah have never treated people in such a demeaning manner like it was done with the Unity Party.
Sherry, can I count on you?
That person, and he has always opened up to having, discussion. You know him, because so you know that man. You don't need a permission to go to him. You don't even need a phone call. You can walk. He's a people-centered person. So that is not a question to ask. Once he is here, forget it.
Thank you.
Everybody that want to see him will walk and see him.
Thank you. They got the blue barrel. I think you're gonna that red barrel. I think it will come off a hair. Yeah, enough soon.
No, we're not coming over there.
It's not coming also. Is it what? Most of what you say the poor kitchen. The poor kitchen. Don't make me call the general. The poor kitchen. Well, I hear Moses here say Moses. The poor kitchen out of the conference. Oh my goodness,
Mr. So. Prince Sherry was very disrespectful to the vice president. When the vice president came, he will not come. Like I said, the people earmarked him and made sure that he was not going to attend that particular meeting. Because Prince Sherry was going to disturb the president today. If you were in that meeting, you were going to disturb. But
everybody, you know, the media people are going to be. Everybody like to be in the center of something for them to get stuff.
But so there's also let's just look at it from the other side. You see what's going on now? Assuming another government take over, the diaspora offices that are open in the executive mansion and the foreign ministry, that government going to kick them outside. That's the first thing. And put their own people there, or just kick them outside and shut that door. All right. So the issue of having a town hall, these are sophisticated things. I don't know whether Joe had that impetus to really do it or someone did it for him.
Oh, are you saying the former president is not sophisticated enough to have?
The former president is not sophisticated to do this kind of thing, because what I'm saying this because in the first place, during the election, he escaped the debate in Liberia.
But
debates, debates, these are intellectual things. So you can escape debate where the people want to read the president's mind, and you come to America, then you say you're having town hall meeting, then where were your sophistication that you escaped the debate? You are going to challenge those things. But here is my point. St. George, we had a town hall meeting up to today. What happened to it? Zero. The outcome is zero. Now we have a diaspora conference. Another diaspora conference has come up. Another government take over. The diaspora conference is going to be shut down. All right. So what we're saying, we need a neutral group that will organize this thing and call on government for support. Go on a diaspora conference right now, and Terry. Go and see the people, the personality that's sitting on our website. Go see it. Are all United Party people sitting on our website? Then they call it the diaspora conference website. Really? First, go and see that thing. They're in rank. The foreign minister or the deputy.
But Doc.
So what I'm saying,
let me tell you from the perspective. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
What I'm saying, if the government get out of these things and get the diaspora themselves to set their own agenda, get their own website, and tell me as conference coming up, reach out to most of the Liberians through their association in the various state, and get a representative from Liberia to be part of this thing. Now government can be in the background to help us, maybe with funding to organize. But what I'm saying, government cannot be setting diaspora agenda. We need to set our own agenda. All right? We need to be setting our own agenda. So why is the United Party setting diaspora agenda? Now my question to you, Mr. Amenagor.
But Dr. Mali, first of all, let me tell you the reason why this particular program was successful per their perspective. Did you see any protests as compared to Georgia?
No. From your perspective,
my opinion has already been made. But let me tell you, in politics, these things matters. It matters because JB, with all the work going on, all Prince Sheridan, all the BB modern they making, the opposition was not able to organize themselves and organize what they did to Georgia. They organized themselves to raise a protest to show discomfort in Washington, in the government. That one aspect that made JMB successful. And this is his second year in power. So with all of what went on in the country, I have not seen a protest yet. So which means it's a sign of success. In politics, are indicators.
That yardstick you're using, a man of God, is not a good yardstick. This is a government project. So nobody going to demonstrate to Washington. In the first place, they took it far off. So most of the agitators will not even get plane to go there or even take bus to go there.
So where did the people protest when President we are in power? Where they went to protest, Dr. Mali?
Did you call
Washington?
Did you call Infana? Wait a minute now. Did you call Infana hard tight That conference was? The people were mapping people.
What people
do,
they book this place long ahead.
What
Especially
I'm saying,
the G8.
What the Unity Party is doing now, they are dividing the diaspora community. 2, it's going to affect us. 3, you see Dwalu was down there. You know why he was down there? Dwalu get an organization. He tried to push it through government for government to approve it so that he can move on. We know all those strategies. The same Dwalu, they were saying now on Spoon FM. They were saying on Spoon FM, pushing JB up and down. We know that. We know these people.
Dr. Mali, to get a successful business done.
I want for the team to be. Do you know why the business people
one at a time?
Do you know why the
business people hold on 1 second. Let me hold you up. You know, here we always like to hold people accountable, and not only politicians, we ourselves should be held accountable. Good evening, the general.
Yeah, what's up, man?
You sounding tired. Why? They said they kick you out of the diaspora conference today. Why?
I was not even there. How do they kick me out?
He's talking about Joe Yatan. He's not talking about. He's not talking about Joseph Bogatan. He's talking about Joe Yatan.
Saying that I never went there. I said the little person he listened to me right. I said that I remember the last one that they held in Washington D.C. When I went there, because of me, they put everybody outside and they want us to go back in. When I got there, I gave my ID. They said I can't enter. I put my cameras aside. They said I can't enter. Then they called the hotel. They said it's a private event. And the security walked me out, and I went live that day.
Yeah, I think I saw that footage.
Yes, but this one, no, I registered. I did the registration, everything, because I really want to go there just to carry live. But then they say it's only virtual available. So I called. There was a number that they said we called the number. They said one for the chairman, and they rang and got the Emmett done. And I left message on his phone. I said, well, even if I come over, I would not even sit. I just want to carry it live and get it on the radio. So waiting for the call, he never called. And then Peabody called me on. Then I called again the next day.
Who you said? Who? Peabody? Aaron Peabody?
Yes, Aaron Peabody. Yeah. So he was there. So I told him, and then he called me Friday and said, "Oh my man, that you can come." I said, "Because I'm watching it right now. I see there's a lot of space over there. Why are they saying that people can't come in?" So he said, "No, man, you can come. You know they will let you come." But then I look at the thing. The time he called me, I said, "I'm not wasting my time to go there because I left message on the chairman, the guy who organized the thing. 2 different messages. At least show some respect and say, I got your message, and I told you exactly what I want to do for the Kia radio. Just want to get it on radio and other things like that. That's it. But the one that they said they kicked me out, the one that happened with when Joshua didn't have that one. But this one, I didn't reach that. So I just went to go watch my son again. I just got back. That's all.
Oh, okay. Maybe, probably, yeah. But you know, some we just like to follow.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, that's the general himself. You're getting ready for your own political gathering in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
I'm ready for that on the 24th and to the 26th of October, live in Lawrenceville and Georgia.
Okay.
So all ANC members and sympathizers, it's open to everyone that you can attend. And I won't be contesting anyway. I will contest for the chairmanship.
Well, all right. Then hopefully we'll try to make up time so we can have that conversation in depth.
Yeah, we'll talk before I leave.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Can you find from him whether they'll have a virtual line for people to call?
Asking whether they're going to have a virtual line to call in. I'm not sure whether
to call at the convention.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think we do it because people are asking if people are going to vote through that. We said no. I think they want people to go in person. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, General. Yeah, I will talk to you and then we can find time to have that conversation.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys, let's wrap up, Prince. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We're going to be wrapping up here. So quickly, What happens if the political Maradona, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, were to constitute such a diaspora conference? Any difference as well?
I think it will be much better. Ellen is very much experienced. He understands the dialectics of politics, but we must understand that JMB is not a politician. I want to agree with Dr. Malik, even though I disagree with him before, but I want to agree with him after 2 years of studying JMB now. And I want to finally agree with Dr. Malik that JMB is not a politician.
He who?
Because,
He who?
Well, he was fortunate to get in the position that he's in now because Ellen brought him to the lamps. Like that does not mean he cannot do good or he will not perform very well. Because most of the time when you become political, it becomes difficult for you to even perform the way the people expect. You end up becoming dictator and all of that. Because politicians, almost like security people, they don't take nothing for granted. But JMB, if this was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she would have taken the opportunity. She would have taken advantage of the opportunity given her to explore the knowledge in the diaspora. Because she's experienced, she knows the political terrain, and she knows that the diaspora Liberians, they are assets. Their education, their resources is needed, and especially an economy where you say it have withdrawal. You're struggling to get on your feet. You're struggling to create jobs in the economy for your own citizens to get. This is an opportunity that JMB or politician will want to take advantage of, especially when they have understanding about the diaspora. Unfortunately, JMB is not the guy. He don't have understanding about the diaspora. Ellen did. That is why Ellen came for all those young guys and brought them to Liberia to help her. And her government was successful. Based upon the success of her government, Unity Party is back in power today because they reference her leadership. So I thought JB would have taken advantage of this opportunity.
I'm seeing the different versions of Territ. We're wrapping all here. So my understanding, because she spoke at the United Nations, she's still here. Was that a missed opportunity by Unity Party to have extended her invitation? It's a diaspora meeting. That includes stakeholders. Maybe to have said a word or two there. That didn't happen. I'm not sure whether they reached out and whatever they say, we can find out.
You saw Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was part of the non-permanent seat at the United Nations. When they came first, they did a good job with that. And what happened? We successfully won it. When the people see that you're working with your former president, it creates the opportunity for them to say, oh yeah, this place is peaceful. These people, they got some level of calm because there is no confusion, there is no conflict. They can begin to trust the system to come and say, okay, we can invest because, the former president, they are not a rival. But when you start having the kind of everybody trying to attack the other person, soon you say something, they're coming for you and all the kind of thing, it makes it look very buggy. Now, I was suspecting for them to call her. That would have been a fine point. She would have given them ideas. She would have spoken to them and tell them what they need to do and what they need not to do because she's experienced. She understands the dialectics in the diaspora.
And beyond that, she's connected.
Very good. She's very much connected. But something Dr. Mali was talking about, Eula have been here organizing conferences with the government back home. Unfortunately, it have not been successful. Look at how long it took Eula to get the legislature to pass that bill in the House for Liberians to be Liberians, even though they own dual citizenship. You saw how long it took them. So when you're talking about, having an organization, the diaspora to lobby for conferences to invite government, it have never been successful. The government now is taking it to the diaspora because the only thing I can think about is because of politics. They want your money, they want your support, so you can put them back in power. That's all. Okay. But the way they're doing it is completely off. It's not going to be successful. Yeah.
Wow. Dr. Mali, let's hear you before we wrap up this evening.
Yeah, Collins.
You want to give your
Honorable,
opinion? You want to give your opinion too on assuming former President Salih was to have conducted such a conference? You agree with Terry,
yeah, let
or
me.
you have?
No, I will not agree with him because I don't want for government phalanges to be around a diaspora issue. Diaspora should set their own agenda and ask for funding. So I would disagree. But here is the danger. A government continue to this thing will lead to government dividing the diaspora community. This is where we are heading right now. You see, and Terry, you will agree with me that EULA, they may not be as functional as we expect them to be. In 1970, and EULA represent the diaspora. So maybe we'll say there are some weaknesses with EULA that need to be strengthened. There are some things with EULA that, or we change the whole EULA name, we change the whole nomenclature or something. But that does not mean government should come in. Because here is the danger. When government to government keep coming into the diaspora, this is what's going to happen. Very soon, we'll get fragmented. Then we'll have a fragmented diaspora community partisan. Then you get Kumi diaspora community partisan. You get a unity party diaspora community partisan. You get a unity party diaspora partisan. Then you get all the political parties in Liberia now get their own diaspora group here. Then that is going to divide us. Then our common objective now as a diaspora to meet, to freely associate, to freely communicate, to meet and set our own agenda as a diaspora community, that dream is going to be missing. You see, I think this is where I'm coming from for government. It's a good idea, but the government take the back seat. You see the website they created, so diaspora is supposed to be on our website. Now the foreign minister, the assistant foreign minister, so it become a government project. And Dr. Don, he's hailing it. Who knows? Maybe he's looking for a job. You don't know. You don't know the people motive. At the end of the day, the first reshuffle, you found Dr. Don where place. Then what happened to the diaspora conference? It dies. So government should get all the business. Let us set our own agenda. And EULA to get a problem, we need to change our EULA name to something that will represent every one of us. Because they get a big problem too. They created this problem for which Joseph Barker have hijacked this thing.
What a fascinating
hijack. You say
Joseph Barker? He hijacked it.
No.
Of course.
It is the responsibility of the government to reach out. The government looking for money. The government looking for opportunity.
No. It's not a responsibility of the government to reach out. It's a responsibility of the diaspora to reach out to the president. All right?
Yeah,
but the president hijacked this thing here.
No,
they formed their website.
The president did not hijack it. It is the responsibility of the government to reach out to the diaspora.
Who appointed Dr. Don? Who appointed Dr. Don? Dr. Don was appointed after he presented.
Dr. Don is not working in the government. He's not working in the government.
Who brought Dr. Don into the picture? The government called him to head this thing.
Yeah, because why he's
according to sources, gave him $200 of high taxpayer money. Who can be doing
$200?
$200,000.
But labor, let me say labor or dark. That what you're talking about have nothing to do with.
According to sources, listen.
Yeah.
I said according to sources.
You see, that's the place we and I will fall off. When you start talking about according to sources, speculation.
They said they
but anyway, I will agree. I will agree with you. I will agree with you for 200,000 was given, but it is not against the law, right? Well, you also agree that it's not against the law.
Wait a minute now. No, I don't know. I disagree. So it said in the favor of the law to set up a private auxiliary wing of the ruling party and take taxpayer money and fuel into it.
The government is for under government responsibility. Executive have the right. They got miscellaneous funds that they can use for many things.
So Dr. Don is on payroll now, and soon
Well,
he's getting into government.
I'm not discussing that. What I want to say, Dr.
No, it's
Mali,
wrong. You can't
the
take taxpayer
government
money for
reaching
this kind
out.
of thing. It's
The
wrong.
government reaching
It's
out is
wrong.
fine. The only thing I have problem with is the mannerism, the way they reach out. That is where we have a problem. Because
But you don't know the government is dividing us.
Gentlemen,
you have been reaching out. You have brought
men of God. You don't know the government project is dividing us, causing us to talk like this.
But that is it. This is a political terrain.
Okay.
Dr. Mali.
All
We in the diaspora.
Guys. Thank you so much. It's right on top of the hour. So Esther said the game is over. Tomorrow the bamboo will divide.
Yeah. Colin, I understand. This is the child of the Unity Party, and I know you, the mother, you will not find problem with the child.
He's dependable. I don't know. His patron is a dependable uncle to the ring, so we respect that. Gentlemen, I want to thank you, Terry. Thank you so much, Dr. Mali. Thank you so much for chipping in here.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Okay, folks, that does it this evening, right here again, on another editions of The Examiner. All voices, if not all, but you listen to the argument, Prince call in, Kishan call in, you write your tweets, your comments. We want to thank you so much for always being part of this conversation here, to whether you agree or disagree with us. And what we promise is that we, in as much we disagree with people, but we respect them, we hold them accountable of their own story, of their own narrative. It's not just only politicians, including myself. When we say it, we need to provide clarity. We can assume that people understand what we are saying. Some of us were all grown up before this whole coming to this place here. So now the English they can go that kind of way, the way you want to say it, and how you really, that's not the true meaning. So when you give them the opportunity, then they unveiled the true meanings of the statement, their comment. I want to thank you so much. We will continue to do this, working on other things. Hopefully, when it comes to light, we will let you know. Probably we'll reach out to Dr. Don again to tell us exactly the end game of this conference. What would be the final communications, communicate, or where would this be posted? We'd learn that it's going to be made visible for everybody to see, and then we'll be able to draw the conclusions. All we are doing is we are giving it a profiling it based on what we know and things that we're seeing happening. Until then, by God's willing, same time, same stations. The Liberal Progressive going to be here tomorrow. Trust me, he's thinking that I'm not going to be here, but I will be here. Even though he escaped to victory tonight, but tomorrow he will be caught in crossfire, and we'll be right here. Thank you so much for your time this evening, and happy new week to come. Let's start see what I can get that things to all as soon as possible, so we'll roll it out. If you have any event planned, whatever member event, let us know right here in the USA, to back home, whatever it is, let us know. And our team will be right there to tell your narrative. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening. And that's how we want to wrap it all here. But I was playing a song here earlier. It's a traditional song. And I said we're going to get a meaning of that song. There are some certain rock in the town. It never moves. It stays wherever it is. You can go to Jerusalem, you can go to Ducor, you come back, it's there. You don't just care, you don't want to find anything to do. We need to stop being like rock. We need to find something to do. We need to get involved, whether we agree or disagree. On this note, have a pleasant evening.
Take it.